Hi everyone, bit overdue with another review via video for GotAUkulele. I've already reviewed this instrument in text with photos, but I thought I would give you a video review. This is the Islander MST-4 Tenor ukulele, as made by the Kanile'a company. These are made to their specifications, but over in a Far Eastern factory as opposed to being made on Hawaii, which means a much lower price to the standard Kanile'a instruments, but they share a lot between them. So we've got a standard ukulele body with pretty equal upper and lower bout, slightly fatter lower bout. This is an all solid mahogany ukulele, very nicely finished actually. It's got a semi-gloss satin finish, but a pretty tough one. You can see the wood grain in it. It's a solid one-piece top. It's not a book match top or back, but the grain is nice and straight, nothing remarkable, but nicely put together. Nicely put together. No finish flaws whatsoever actually. I've been over it with a fine-tooth comb. Extremely well made. We've got a faux tortoiseshell binding on the top and where the back meets the sides as well, and also little heel cap on the neck. We have a Kanile'a styled bridge. I say it's a Kanile'a style bridge, it's actually quite different. Yeah, the Kanile'as use 4 buttons. The saddle is different on this, and as you may have read on my written review, I'm not particularly impressed with the way these buttons work. In fact, I've had a problem with the A string snapping many times. Basically what you've got inside here, unlike the Kanile'a has little notches that you tie a knot in the end of the string. It catches on the knot within the bridge block itself, and that holds it. These are just holes drilled straight through. There are no notches, and the string has a little metal washer that you attach onto the end, which then seats inside the plastic pin. I find that bites the string when they're brought up to tension, and have had some issues with string snapping. I've gone inside there and sanded down the inside with a small file, and I think that seems to have solved it, but it wasn't something I was particularly impressed with. Another common theme on this instrument is it doesn't seem to be able to make its mind up as to what sort of decoration it wants. So we've got faux tortoiseshell sound hole, abalone, okay, and white tips on the buttons. We have mother of pearl white fret markers, thankfully repeated down the sides as well. You can't quite see that, I'm showing you the wrong side, that's why. So we've got them on the side as well. So we've now got tortoiseshell, abalone, white plastic, white mother of pearl, and black tuning buttons. Why they couldn't just sort of pick one and stick with the mother of pearl tuning buttons, mother of pearl sound hole would have looked nice, all abalone would have looked nice, or get rid of it altogether. It's yeah, they've tried to put a bit of bling on it, but it's almost as if they raided the parts bin to find little bits and pieces that could just adorn it that little bit more. I think it's unnecessary, to be honest, and it looks a bit mismatched. The neck is got a rosewood top. It's not bound, you can see the fret edges, but it's very nicely made, extremely smooth, nicely finished frets. The frets are very thin. I prefer more jumbo style frets, but they work just fine. We've got a nicely finished nut, Kanile'a style shaped nut, and that's in this new bone tusk material, which is the same material used for the saddle. And that was set, that needed lowering a little bit, as did the saddle on arrival, so the action wasn't totally spot on. The neck itself is made of about 3 or 4 pieces of wood, which is a bit of a disappointment, but there we are, and it's a mahogany neck, and a mahogany faceplate. I think there's a very thin veneer on the top that you can't quite see, but it is there. One thing I really like is that they have changed the Islander logo. The Islander logo used to be a white screen printed, huge bright white screen printed thing with a further logo in here, which just looked really tacky, I thought. Tuners unbranded geared tuners, sealed with black plastic buttons. They're alright. They're not the best geared tuners. A little bit loose. They've not got any slop on them. They don't have play, but they just they turn a bit too freely for my liking. And other than that, we've got the kanile'a shaped headstock, which I do like, and of course a kanile'a very wide nut. This is about 1.5 inches wide, which for somebody with big hands like myself is a bit of a boon. It's a nice instrument. It's got some issues with its build. I think it just looks a bit confused, but of course it's how it plays, it's how it feels. I think it's nice to hold. It's nicely balanced. It's got a nice, bright, chimey, a lot of volume. Not the loudest ukulele I own, but not the quietest either. These are South Coast low tension strings that we've put on it, and I've partly done that to try to avoid more string snapping as well, which is not something I don't want to have to choose my strings based on whether a string's going to snap or not, but there we are. That's what's happening with this one. But as it happens, I'm very taken with these strings. Actually, they've got it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, for the money, it's 250 quid in the UK. I think as tenor ukuleles go at that price, I think you're probably pushed to do better. I think it's got a nice round tone, nice chiming sound that certainly beats others I've played in the same price range. But just be aware, it's got some little issues with it. Yours may not have the setup issue that mine had. This might just be a one-off. There we go. This is the instrument that came to me. Sorry, Islander. Sorry, kanile'a. I'm going to tell it like it is. But you may be all right. And I'm sure, actually, it is probably just my instrument. I read a lot about these online. Everybody seems to be pretty happy with them. So maybe it should come with a recommendation. So there we are. kanile'a Islander MST-4 Tenor ukulele.